AITA for not responding to messages from MIL and FIL anymore? I and my partner have a son who is 11 old. The last time my son has seen my in-laws was when he was 4 months old. My in-laws regularly text my partner, and if he doesn't reply they text me about updates about the baby. Maybe every 3 to 4 weeks. They have made no effort to come and see my son even though they only live a 2-hour drive away. We currently do not have a car, and us traveling to them is involving a lot of costs as we cannot stay with them, have to pay for doggy daycare as well as train tickets. I'm still on maternity leave and we are barely getting by as it is. Our credit cards are maxed out and we really cannot afford to go see them, as it would cost us around £350 altogether for just a weekend. For context, in the past we took regular trips to see them. Every 4 to 6 weeks, as we were able to stay in a nearby property, had a car that we had to sell now due to not being able to afford it anymore, and were able to take the dog with us. This property has now been sold. Since me and my partner have been dating 3+ years, they only took one trip down to see us, even though they both have cars, 5 altogether, and more than enough funds to visit us. We don't have a spare room, but when people come to visit we can make space in my son's room and have him sleep with us for a night or two, so they wouldn't even have to pay for a hotel. They have nothing that would prevent them from coming other than their work, Monday to Thursday 9 to 5, yet they still don't do it. We get regular texts saying, "Oh, we miss you so much / wish we could see you / oh, we'll come down soon," and they never do. My parents on the other hand are very involved and help us out as much as they can. They live abroad, so visiting is more difficult as it involves a 2-hour trip to the airport, 3-hour flight, and then a 2-hour train, but they still try and visit us at least every 2-3 months, or if they can't they fully pay for our tickets to come and see them. My dad regularly transfers us money so we are able to afford food. My parents are not rich at all, but they try and help us with whatever they have. My in-laws, who have way more money, are jealous that we see me parents more yet make no effort to see their grandchild. A few weeks ago my MIL called us insulting us and screaming at us through the phone when she saw a picture of my mum and my son on social media. After this I decided to tell her that we are not keeping them away from my son, but it's them who make no effort. They insisted we come and see them, but we explained we just can't afford it. We got called all sort of names and she hung up. I ended up texting her telling her that she owes us an apology and that we will go and see until they are able to apologize for the hurtful thing they said. Now they are telling everyone that I am the off for not texting back anymore, even though they never apologized for the insults. Comment: absolutely not. They are selfish assholes and they definitely should be making an effort. Traveling with a baby is hard, especially if you don't have a car. It's husband's family, not yours. You don't owe them messages, especially after yelling at you for seeing your own mother. So what? Who are they telling these lies to? Why do those people matter to your partner? Does he keep in contact with those people? If yes, then he can tell them his side of the story. If no, then we are back to so what? Tell your partner that you support him having whatever type of relationship with his parents that he wants, but until his mother sincerely and profusely apologizes for what she said, you are NC. You forget, any travel with a young child is similar to juggling with running chainsaws on fire, just more complicated. Especially without your own transport. It sucks, due to less flexibility and freedom, but it seems clear, if they want to see their grandchild, then you are not blocking them. The reason they are not seeing him more is their choice not to make the effort. And, let's be honest, we cannot see our grandchild makes for an excellent "we are victims" tale, which they use fully. So, family management is for the person whose family it is. You handle yours, and partner handles his. If he does not want to, I think I understand why not. Instead of giving a million reasons why you can't go visit them, give the only main reason: it's incredibly difficult to travel with a baby, especially when taking public transportation. You don't have to get into the costs, the dog issue, the lack of a place to stay. It's just not easy to travel with a baby. Period. ILS are free to visit you, but until you are in a position where it's not more trouble than it's worth, you won't be visiting them. You really don't owe them any explanation at all. Stop worrying about what they tell other people. Who cares? They're going to badmouth you anyway, so don't even think about it. Next story 2. Potential future MIL won't stop making comments on me to his son. We have been together with my boyfriend since we were 17 and 16, currently 22 and 21, and we are very happy with each other. My only big problem in our relationship is what the title says. When I meet his mother in person, she is very kind, but afterwards she makes not too nice comments on me to him, and asks him not to tell me about these. During the last 5 years I have met his family around 20 to 30 times. He sleeps at our house twice a week on average, and I haven't been at their place in 3 months because whenever I am there his mother seems genuinely nice and caring, but afterwards she will make comments about me to him. First it was about how I am unviable because I was shy with them when we first met, then it was about my clothes, about things I say, the way I present myself, etc. The last time I was there it was about how I had a 2-minute conversation with his sister on a particular subject where we didn't agree on everything in the beginning. When my boyfriend talked to her a few days ago, she told him that she can't help not finding me likable, which I am completely fine with, and was mad that he told me of her comments and told him that the only thing he achieved is that she won't be honest with him. I honestly don't know what am I doing so wrong. I am a pretty average person. I know I'm not perfect, but I try to do my best in our relationship, and outside of that I study quite hard and lead a sporty and healthy lifestyle so I can achieve a good life in the coming years. I get that she doesn't like me, but I feel like her not telling me on the spot if she doesn't agree with something I say, makes not only honest communication but any kind of relationship between her and I impossible. 2 years ago I wrote to his dad and asked him to help, so he sat down with us, and ever since he had been very kind and honest towards me. Last summer I wrote a letter to the mom. She called me and was very nice as well, but a year later the situation is unchanged and I just don't know what to do anymore, since she is unwilling towards sitting down with us. Sorry for the long post, I really need some advice. This whole situation feels very degrading and I don't know how to solve it. Her opinion is not that important to me, but I want to build a life with his son and I feel like this could hinder it. Also, English is not my first language, so please be understanding, and sorry for the mistakes. Comment. You aren't doing anything wrong. You are not the problem here, she is. By not addressing her issues with you directly and bad-mouthing you to her son shows more about her poor character than yours. I suggest you ask your partner to stop telling you anything she says about you from now on, as she brings zero value into your life. Be polite, but from now on learn to info diet and grey rock MIL to ensure she understands she hasn't done anything positive involved. Honestly, it is better if she is not honest anymore and keeps her opinions to herself and doesn't share with your BF. You don't seem to be giving any reason for her not to like you, and you are even making an effort to connect, so it's kind of her problem. Being shy, having different taste in clothes, etc. are not really valid reasons to dislike the person her son chose to share his life with. I think the suggestion is that your BF stop telling you anything his mother has to say about you specifically. It might also be a help for him to let his mother know he doesn't need to hear her comments about you either. As far as invitations from in-laws, the best response from your BF would be, "I will check with up and get back to you." This is also the same response your parents should hear from you. In other words, please don't make time commitments until you check with each other. This by itself can prevent miscommunication. As to when you see Jew's mother, you only need to be as civil and polite as you would be, say, to a clerk you see regularly where you shop for groceries. Surface level conversations only, nod and smile, etc. Again, search and read up on Grey Rock method. One other suggestion. Please discuss and ideally be on the same page as to what information you share with either of your families. Things like money, disagreements between the two of you, etc. Once information is shared, especially if it casts your so in a negative light, it can't be taken back. Best wishes to you in navigating the relationship with your future MIL.